It doesn't.
Two gay men took off their clothes, climbed a tree, and engaged in lewd sex acts for 4 hours in the tree before hundreds of onlookers.
We are controlling transmission.
Vulva is what girls have down below.
Your breasts grow firm and blossom under their canopy of fragrant silken skin. Feel your breasts swell. Feel them grow firm as they blossom to their natural limit. Feel the sensation.
You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the inner mind to
KDK's Lunatic Fringe.
All systems go. Prepare for countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go to adventure in the amazing year 400 billion.
Now for something completely different.
Due to some violent content, parental discretion is advised.
Hello! Pardon me, but I felt like starting out the program by blowing out your eardrums, burping in it. Hello, everyone, and welcome. We're back. We're on time this week. I'm sorry I was a little late last week. Ended up not going on until midnight, and when I did, I was very pissed off. I'll get to that in a moment. First, let me tell you what we're going to do tonight. I have some Thanksgiving songs that I can play for you. I have some new prank calls that I can play for you. Of course, we'll be making live prank calls on the air and whatnot and so forth. Ooh. Oh, my word. Does it sound cool when I talk into my beer because I'm about to take a sip? Congratulations, everybody. You've turned into the absolute worst program in Internet radio. The most unprofessional mess you'll ever hear in Internet radio. This side of Mandy. Nobody knows who Mandy is. That was a total 1%er. Before I get things like geared up and start doing the pranks and stuff, I need to apologize for what happened last week. Now, I know a lot of you guys didn't stick around because I was 2 hours late. The reason I was 2 hours late is we had to go to a bar because it was somebody's birthday party. And, okay, so we go to the bar, and I had no idea what time we were going to get home, but of course we go to the bar, and it turns out to be boring, so we want to leave, and we come home. And I walked in the door literally like 11:55, and the computer's still on, so I just kicked the stream and go on the air. I didn't even have time to think about it. That's the way I am. Viper Matrix says, hey, is this thing on? Yes, it is. The AIM name is working tonight. I don't use it sometimes, but I am tonight because I want to talk to my peeps. My peeps. Listen to me trying to sound all black and hip. But, anyway, like I said, I got on the air, and I had no content. I didn't have anything prepared, because usually, in the short, the hour or two before the program, I take some notes of things that I might want to talk about and stuff like that, but I didn't do it last week. So I'm like, okay, what the hell am I going to do? So I got on the air, and I ranted. And, let's just say, to say the least, I was very exaggerative, if that is a word. I was exaggerating my anger. And, oof. Damn, I'm like belch crazy tonight. What the hell is wrong with me? Everybody's going to tune out because I'm such a slob. It reminded me of like the old days, like back when I first started doing this, like over 2 years ago, when I first started doing Internet radio, and I said to myself, and I used to brag about even on the air, that I was a real person, and I didn't do phony things, and I didn't do like bogus radio bits or fake prank phone calls, and everything about it was real. And there you go. Last week, I don't know what you would call it. It wasn't really a bit. It was just an exaggeration. And I need to apologize because a lot of people got upset because I was saying a lot of angry things. I was a little angry that somebody had stolen my password and had gone into the chat room posing as me, but, let's look at it. It's funny. You know, it's the sort of thing I would do. So I was a little mad about that, but not really. And I exaggerated my feelings, and I hammed it up and tried to make it interesting. And instead, all I did is, like, upset people who were, like, really concerned that I was so angry. And, well, I'm glad that I'm a decent actor. You know, you got to be a pretty decent actor to be a decent prank caller. Ballard says, white girls, put a ring around her finger, poof, watch those hips expand. Is that a song? Maybe I should have sung that. Anyway, I'm going to crack open beer number 3 here, and I'm going to have to take a pee in a moment because I've been talking in ventrilo instead of emptying out my overfull bladder. Let me check out and see how many people are listening while I've been rambling on for the past 10 minutes here. I have my Shoutcast open because I don't have both servers for DEF CON in my radio toolbox. So let's see where we stand. From the top, number 1, the N-Box Radio All Comedy. Number 2, K-Ha-Ha. Number 3, Social Crime Radio. Number 4, DEF CON Radio. That's us, with 65 listeners. Number 5, Prank Call Underground Radio, with 59 listeners. And then let's scroll down until we find Wild Bunch Radio. And down, and down, down. There was a 1%er. That was like a Mystery Science Theater reference. Wild Bunch is not even on the first page. Let me open up my radio toolbox. Thank you to the 4 people who are listening on Wild Bunch Radio. Oh, they'll grow. They'll grow. Give them a chance. Pardon me while I take a drag of my cigarette. That's not weed. That's right, there will be no weed smoking on the air tonight because we ran out. My ex was nice enough to come over last night, and he smoked a bowl, and this is the kind of person that my ex is. Most of the old-time listeners know him as Drunk Bill, but he came over last night, and we were watching the extras from the new Friday the 13th DVD, because we're both like horror freaks. And he's sitting there smoking weed, and I didn't have any because we ran out a couple days ago, and we had a connection, but it sounded shady, so it didn't pan out. One of those things where the guy gives you his address, and the address turns out to be like a motel room, and he's like, yeah, just come on down, we'll sell you whatever. I was like, my first thought is, bust, it's a setup. So, of course, we didn't go get the weed, and we didn't get busted, and it probably was a setup. Viper says, here, take some of mine. PayPal it to me. PayPal me some weed. Hang on a second, this is going to be really gross. Maybe I should mute the mic for this. Yeah, fuck it. As maybe you can hear a little, I'm starting to get a little cold, so I'm gonna clear out some phlegm for you. There it goes. Aren't you glad you tuned in to hear that? Just what you want to hear on internet radio. And the phone is ringing for some reason, and it's much too early to be calling. The phone is all the way on the other side of the room, and I'm tethered right here. So I have my answering machine set to ring twice, and then it's going to hang up on you. It's not even going to let you leave a message. So don't call until I say I'm ready for some calls. Venison says, hey, we're 2 months old, and nobody ever changed our diaper yet. Nobody even changed our diaper yet. Pardon me. I'm state educated. Anyway, I gotta go take myself a leak. But I'm going to play one of these new prank calls that perhaps you have not heard yet. This one is, this is from 3 or 4 weeks ago. It was done by Josh T56 and myself, and it's called Poop My Pants. And it's only 2 minutes, so I'll be back very shortly. Very shortly.
Hello. Hello.
Pull my pants today.
I'm looking for Florentino.
No. I put my pants.
Hello. Will you keep quiet down there? I'm looking
I put my pants though.
Flo, listen. He's driving me crazy tonight. Can you just take him for an hour or two just so I can step out for a smoke?
And when it's time, I wear my bottom ground and
I need to step out for a smoke and maybe a shot of bourbon or two, and then I can come back in.
I put my pants. I pee under 4.
See, I can't smack them because if anybody sees a bruise, I'm going to jail, and 87-year-old women don't stand up too well in prison, breaking rocks and making license plates.
I put my pants.
Hortensia.
Hello?
Flo.
I put my pants today.
Flo.
Good for you. Oh, thank you.
How you doing, dear? Now listen, he's very nice and he's harmless, but he just goes on and on and on like this. And they told me if I use a gag again, they're going to lock me up.
Shut up! Don't talk, I want to talk. talking
my
the
voice
phone,
to yell at you.
Mom.
Listen, can you just take him for an hour? Maybe you sit him in front of the TV.
We don't know what to do.
Give him some
We're gonna go
SpongeBob.
get the dance and the poop.
What?
Poop.
You want to listen to SpongeBob?
Yes.
SpongeBob.
Be quiet for me, Mom.
Yeah, there you go.
I want to be quiet now.
Yeah, be quiet if you put on
Don't
SpongeBob.
talk to me like that.
So can
I
you
told you stop doing that, and you're talking to me like that tone. I don't like that tone that you got. Please stop it, please. Thank you. Okay, I put my pen. I need to move
Now we
my
don't
body.
need to hear about that. Put the phone down.
Don't tell me to do
Put the
nothing.
extension down.
I'll run away again. Tell me to do that again.
Can you watch him for just maybe an hour? And I can...
I don't want me or not, 14.
Be quiet. Let the lady give me an
I don't
answer.
want to do that, though.
My phone is beeping. I need your help.
Why you doing? Because I'm messing with it.
Hello? Flo?
She ain't there no more, I don't think. Because she want hung up on
As a matter of fact, I don't think that woman was ever on the phone. That was one of those interesting cases where it's a funny call, but there's nobody even on the other end. It's me and Josh freestyling, and it came out funny anyway. Ooh, that was a wet one. I'm sorry about the burps, people, but it's something you're going to have to bear with if you're going to listen to this program, because this is my party time. It's KDK's Lunatic Fringe. It's where I get to drink. It's Saturday. We get to drink. I'm going to stop by the chat room and see what people are saying. Kinky UK says, have a good one. The executives from NBC couldn't wait around last week, but I have a BBC journalist listening in this week. Kinky UK is one of those people who's a little like me. He likes to come into the chat room and start a little trouble, but at least he's not malicious. Mr. Peepers is contributing confirmed working numbers, and you know, one of the things that I love the most about Mr. Peepers is he gives me some sort of idea. Since it's like a random number that he dialed, he can't give me a whole lot of information about them, but what he can tell me is what kind of person answered. So we have Virginia Goat, which is a funny sounding old lady. I love old people. Fatine Douche, Virginia Whore, M. Biatch, Anita Cooch, Gretchen Horny, Dick Horny, Dick Tease, Fat Ho. I remember me and Entrust called Fat Ho a couple weeks ago. R. Guy Shaker, Napoleon Midget, Buddy Midget, Demaya Geek, James Geek, Kim Soon Dork, Bertha Booty, Bertha Booty, Julia Caesar, Peck Dork, Dick Hummer. Today I read a story about Vanilla Ice, who is trying to get his pet Wallaroo, part kangaroo, part wallaby, and pet goat back after they got out of his yard. I found out his real name is Robert Van Winkle, and he lives in Florida, so I decided to look him up, and here are the numbers that I got. So, you know, he's not famous anymore, and he's a little down on his luck. So when these celebrities have faded, a lot of times they go out of their way to make it so that they are approachable, and so that you can get their numbers, so that people who may want to hire them or give them work can find them easily. So, who knows, maybe we'll get to speak to the real Vanilla Ice tonight. We've got a bunch of different numbers that may or may not be him. Here's a random number that I dialed, and it turned out to be some business. When they answered, I asked for Jeff, and they said they were closing later that night. I looked up the number, and it's supposed to be Gap Kids in Providence, Utah. Oh, and Mr. Peepers is sending in the phone number for Hedonic Sex Toys, which a few of you may remember. I called Hedonic Sex Toys like 6 or 7 weeks ago, and I ended up speaking to the owner, and I didn't prank him, but I asked him if he would be willing to donate some sex toys for us to give out as prizes and like giveaway on the program here, and he agreed, and he said he would do it, and I was supposed to call him back, but I never did. And once again, I haven't gotten the phone yet, and I'm tied to the computer by the head with headphones, so I'm not going to be able to answer that. No offense to whoever's trying to call, but please try back in a few minutes. Next time I go to a break, I'll grab the phone, and we'll be good to go. Pez Boy has some numbers coming in. We've got, I don't know if you want to prank some retards or not, but here are a couple. Oh, who wouldn't want to call a retard? I don't think I've ever pranked a retarded person, and all of the thousands of prank calls that we've done on this program over the past 2 years and 2 months that we've been on the air or whatever. So we got some confirmed working retards. And then Joe King, Lee King, Chin Fuck, Mariani's Meats, their slogan is, you may beat our prices, but you can't beat our meat. Princey Girl says, hey, I want you to call Mudasir tonight. He's home, and she gives me his number. Okay, perhaps we'll call Mudasir. And Raw Milk from the chat room says, you know crap gay guys then. And straight people often torture themselves in bad relationships for the sake of their children. You're absolutely right, but I don't think I know crap gay guys. I think the gay guys that I know are pretty much the norm. Gay men tend to be very hoey. They tend to sleep around a lot. They tend not to date. Then they tend to get old and unhappy because they're old and now they can't get attractive young men anymore, and they're alone, and they're going to die lonely old spinsters. Okay, that's what we got coming in here. That's it. Normally I have like tons and tons of IMs, and we got 25 people in the chat room. So if you want to come on down and join us while we're gearing up for the program here, I'm going to go over there and grab that phone at this point. So if anybody feels like calling in, you may do so now. The phone has been on the hook all day. I have 2 working phone cards that I can use. Hopefully my buddy Sean Ward will show up, because I always like talking to Sean Ward. And I would think that he would want to promote his 4th comic book that's going to be coming out very shortly. Go to SeanWard.net and you can check out the details and look at the graphic for the wraparound full-color cover that will be, ironically enough, wrapping around the comic book when it comes out. Also tonight, just to get the listeners a little involved, I would like people to IM me, and let's talk about your irrational hatreds. And this is something I've talked about on the air, but I always give out my irrational hatreds. I'd like to hear some of yours. And you may wonder, what's the difference between a pet peeve and an irrational hatred? Well, a pet peeve is the sort of thing that usually tends to piss everybody off, but an irrational hatred is the sort of thing that most people just don't even notice, but it's something that drives you completely nuts. For example, my irrational hatreds are, I hate it when fat people think they're attractive. I hate it when you see fat people wearing revealing clothing like they think they're sexy. I hate when you see like fat people on like Jerry Springer and they're talking about how I'm fat but I'm beautiful. I may have a big gut, but there's some prime pussy under this gut. That's just an example. Everybody knows I hate old women. Not old men. Old men tend to be nice and relaxed and easygoing and friendly type of people, but old women, at least the ones that I've always encountered in my life, it's more the norm than the exception. Old women tend to be angry and mean and bitter and spiteful and vengeful. Perhaps it could be said about most women. And fat guys with long hair. You know, just because you grow your hair long, it's not hiding the fact that your face is 2 times the size it ought to be. It just looks stupid when you see a fat guy with long hair. It looks retarded. Stop it. And old men with ponytails, that's just pathetic. You know, you're old, you're bald, you've got a horseshoe hairline, and you're trying to pull off a ponytail. I suppose it could be worse if they did the coil around, where they take the ponytail and coil it on the top of their head. I know somebody who does that, like one of the clients who comes into work. Oh! Now that I mention that, you'll never guess who I met today. I met a very big celebrity at work today because I work in sort of a fancy restaurant here in New Milford. Oops, I wasn't supposed to say that. But I recognized him right off the bat. And I said, "Are you who I think you are?" And he says, "It depends on who you think I am." And I said, "You directed one of the best and I was about to say horror movie, and I cut myself off, realizing that, you know, some people might be offended if you call their film a horror movie. And I said, "You directed one of the scariest movies I've ever seen." And he says, "Well, yes, some people say that." And, ladies and gentlemen, I met director William Friedkin, the director of The French Connection and The Exorcist. Of course, most people are like, who the fuck is he? But to me, he's an idol. He directed the best fucking horror movie ever made, The Exorcist. I also met Betsy Palmer in the same place. Betsy Palmer, who played Jason's mom in the first Friday the 13th movie. That was a big thrill for me. As soon as I recognized her, she knew exactly where I knew her from. Probably because she's used to it, you know, like younger people. The only thing they're going to know her from is Friday the 13th, and she seemed a little perturbed by it. You know, she's like one of those people who's done like Academy Award-winning movies and has been nominated for Emmy Awards and the Tonys and shit. And what do people remember her for? Kill her, Mommy. Don't let her get away. Anyway, I got the phone in front of me and nobody's calling, so I'm going to call someone. I'm going to call up the Hedonix sex toy shop before it gets too late. You know, they're probably closed, and the only reason why I got...
Hi, you've reached Net Sales. We're not available right now. Please leave your name and number, and we'll return your call shortly. If you have a support request, please send that to support@netsales.org. Thank you.
At the tone...
Okay, I'm going to have to call them back sometimes during the day, because I called once and I got a hold of a person, but I have a feeling that's because they were going through remodeling, and the owner was there late, like, working on the place. But normally there wouldn't be somebody there, and if I remember right, I think he did tell me that they were closed at the time, so I'm going to have to call that one off the air. So pardon me while I grab a pen and write down that number, because wouldn't it be great if I could get somebody to donate sex toys to give out to you fine folks out there? Of course, I'd have to find a way to somehow confirm that you guys are over the age of... What's the legal age to get a sex toy? I guess I would have to say you'd have to be over the age of 21, because I know you have to be like 21 in some states to rent porno, so to receive like a giant or a plastic vagina, I would assume you'd have to be the same age or thereabouts. So I'll call them off the air, and who knows, maybe I'll come on here one week saying that we got dildos! You guys are crazy if you don't play the game and win yourself a dildo! B-Forge says we live an hour from Crystal Lake, dude. Used to camp in the woods up there. Actually, B-Forge, I think you're confused because Friday the 13th was, in fact, filmed in New Jersey. But the lake, of course, wasn't called Crystal Lake. You know, if you watch the original Friday the 13th, there's a scene where a truck drives by, and there's a phone number on the side of the truck, and I wrote the number down, and I was going to try to call it. And the name of the town is also on the truck. I can't remember what it is. I believe it's in New Jersey, but it's not Crystal Lake. And as far as I know, there is a Crystal Lake. Well, there's probably several Crystal Lakes all over the country. But the only one that I know of is like on the way up to Albany. And, oh no, it's the police. The police are here. This always makes me nervous. We have a listener who's a cop, and for some reason it just makes me nervous. Although I know that the prank calls that I do aren't abusive or harassing and really aren't the sort of thing that could get me in a whole lot of trouble. It just makes me nervous that cops are listening. He says, I hate those well-to-do people that think their shit doesn't stink and they're above everybody else. The bottom line is we, damn it. The bottom line is we're all common folk. Yep. So that is the town is Blairstown, New Jersey. That could be it. It's not ringing a bell, but that could be it. I'll have to go check out Friday the 13th again, because in the credits it says exactly where it was filmed. And apparently that was the police. What I just stated was the police's pet peeve. They don't like rich people, so go bust some rich people. Ballard is giving me the phone number for somebody named Frosty. No first name, just the last name is Frosty. And Charles Glasscock. I don't think those are confirmed, so I think I'll stick with the confirmed numbers, and then if we run low on people to call, we can try that. And people often ask me, why do you play like little portions of music? You know you don't have time to play the whole song when you're dialing. Why do you play music in the background? Well, the reason why I do it is simply because it's drowning out the button presses, so you can't record the program and play it back and call these people or get the touchstones. Because I'll call them and have a polite conversation with them, but I don't want other people to start harassing them and I get the blame for it.
Hello?
Hello, how are you doing, dear? This is Jill. I'm calling to see if you're still coming for bridge tomorrow.
If I'm still coming for what?
For bridge. You know, after church, all of us girls are getting together, and we're going to have a bridge tea social, and you're invited. You know, maybe Agnes forgot to tell you.
Yeah, I guess so. I didn't know.
You remember me. This is Mrs. Rosenthal. I'm a lady with the throat cancer. You can't miss me.
Oh, yeah. You talking about Akazamga Church?
Exactly. See, you do know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So are you coming on down for bridge after church or no?
Yeah. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to go to church or not. I got a sore foot.
You got... Oh, well, we were going to send Agnes by with you, and she's going to be with Greta. And, you know, Greta's in the wheelchair. So, while Greta's in the car, she's not using the chair, so we'll just use it to bring you out. You know, you need to get out of the house. You're in there all the time, all cooped up. You need to get out and have some fun with the girls.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be fun? We're going to have...
What time is that?
Well, the service ends at 11, I believe.
Yeah.
And then, me and Agnes are going to pick everybody up. If you can't make it to church, we'll pick you up at your house. Or if you want, we could pick you up and bring you to church with us if you want to. If you want to get up early and come with us, because we stay for the long mass.
Yeah.
So we'll
what is it we're going to do now?
Well, we're going to be playing bridge. You know how to play, right? You remember?
Bridge?
Yes.
I don't think I ever played bridge.
That's okay. Agnes will teach you. She's an old hand at it.
She is.
Yes. I'm going to be making my famous green tea, you know, with the hemp. I'll be making my special hemp tea. And, Greta is bringing water biscuits.
Yeah.
Her homemade water biscuits. I love those water biscuits.
Yeah.
They're one of the reasons
I hadn't ate it in a long time.
What was that?
I guess they were pretty good, best I remember.
There you go, see. So,
who all's gonna be there, do you know?
Well, me and Agnes are gonna come get you, and Greta will be there, and Myrtle, and Mary Hoover, and Mr. Dong is gonna be there. You know, Long Dong, he's gonna be there. And also, Mr. O'Rourke, he'll be there. And, Linda, I forget her last name, Linda Coombs, she'll be there. We're going to gather in the rectory, and it'll be a little social, because as you can hear, I have the throat cancer, and I feel well now, but they tell me I'm not going to live past Christmas.
Yeah. Well...
You know what I say to that? I got a lot more life left in me.
No one but the Lord knows.
I got a lot more life left in me. I wouldn't bet against me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you too. You got a lot of life left in you. You're a spry young bird compared to me.
Well, you sound pretty spry.
Well, I look spry. My voice isn't so good.
Yeah.
They won't let me sing in choir anymore because I throw everybody else off key.
Oh. Yeah.
Shall we gather at the river, the beautiful, the river. Oh, I'm sorry. I just miss singing in choir so much.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll stop by. You want us to give you a call before we stop over?
Well, just call me to see if I'm going to go, because I don't know whether I'll be able to go or not.
Okay, maybe you'll feel better next time.
What, is the church here in Holdenville?
Yes. Of course. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, if you don't want to come tomorrow, maybe next week, or who knows, maybe sometime we'll all drop in and see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll all come over and have a slumber party or something.
Yeah. All righty.
Okay, well, it was nice talking to you.
Thank you for calling.
No problem. Have a good night, dear.
Yeah, and you too.
Bye-bye.
See, that's what separates me from many, many other prank callers. You hear what she said at the end. She said, "Thank you for calling." She has no idea I pranked her. I didn't make her angry, but we had some fun at her expense. And It's the Police says, "Stop being paranoid about my presence." I'm not really paranoid. If I were paranoid, I would probably kick and ban you from the chat room. Oh boy, I was on a kick ban spree last week. I remember that. Suddenly I'm hot. It's hot in here. If you want a certain number asked, I've started a database. Raw Milk is keeping a database of people's numbers that he's given me. That's cool. Ballard has the phone numbers for... Oh, Ballard confirmed the phone numbers for Handy Betty and Charles Glasscock, so that's cool. DJ Glowworm is here, and he says, "KDK, you are still God." Thank you. And if you want to tonight, you could give me a call. And he gives me his phone number. Okay, cool. So maybe we'll do some gangbang prank calls with DJ Glowworm later on in the program. And Ballard says, "Take your clothes off if you're hot." But that's just because he wants me to get naked. But sorry, Ballard, I don't have a webcam. I have a webcam, but it doesn't work on this computer. It works on the other one. It's so old that I can't even find XP drivers for it. Anyway, I can prank with you tonight. If so, toss me your number, man. I will call. Hey, if you want, toss me your number. I will give you a call. Intros, why don't you go ahead and give me your number? Because I'm a little paranoid about giving my phone number out, because I got a couple calls this week. Well, immediately following the program last week, there were some, what sounded like irate black people calling. And it could have been other prank callers, like, fucking with me. And I was going along with it. I was doing Joe, and I was cursing them out and doing nigger this, nigger that, and I was being very racist. And I was doing it on purpose because I figured it's a listener trying to be a wise ass. And he's like, "Why you just call my number?" And I was like, "Why you calling me, you porch monkey?" And stuff like that. And I recorded it on the answering machine, which means if you're ever going to hear it, I'm going to have to hook the fucking answering machine up to the computer and encode it from microcassette. And then if I did that, everybody would just whine about the audio quality. And then later on in the week, somebody calls, and he's doing a bad fake southern accent, so I know it's not legit, but somebody's like, "I'm investigating some complaints. I'm from the Amelia County Sheriff's Office, and we're investigating you doing some harassing phone calls last Sunday about 3 a.m. And that one, it was in the morning, and I was awake, but I wasn't into pranking, and I didn't feel like going to the answer machine to hit record, so I was like, "No, I don't know what you're talking about, and I think this is a prank call, and don't call back." Which illustrates an important point for anybody who feels like I'm doing a bad thing when I call people and I prank them. Well, first of all, I'm usually nice. Every once in a while, I'll get angry and I'll piss them off. Yeah, that's a given. I'm not always an angel. But I don't repeatedly call and harass people. You'll never hear me call the same person 3 times in one night, because that would be harassment. You'll never hear me threaten people. I never threaten people with bodily harm. Instead, I'll threaten to come over and take a shit in their pumpkin or something stupid that they're not possibly going to take seriously. And I usually don't do racist stuff, because that would be considered a hate crime to some. So I really got nothing to worry about. And aside from the fact that if all anybody really has to do is hang up on me and say, "Don't call back," if anybody ever tells me don't call back, I won't call back. It's as simple as that. How harassing could my phone calls be if all they have to do is hang up or say "don't call back"? Anyway, Illsonic says, "Hey there, peep. I'd love to hear DJ Glowworm do some pranks with you tonight. He was all hyped up, ready to do pranks the other night. He sounded really motivated." Cool. Stay tuned, Glowworm, because we'll get you in here. I have 2 phone cards, but one of them only has less than $1 on it, and the other one probably has $4 on it. So I'm going to have to call you on the one and use the other one to dial out. It sort of bothers me that I consider what I do sort of a public service here, because I pay for the privilege of doing this. To be perfectly honest with you, I pay $25 a month, which is half the server fee for PCU, so that I can come on here and I can entertain you folks. Well, there's a little selfish intent behind it too, because this is also my therapy session, where I come on and I talk to myself, and a lot of times I talk about my problems and I end up sorting them out while I'm talking to myself, and I feel better after the program. So it's sort of like my own therapy session. But it's sort of a noble thing that I do to come on here and entertain folks at my own expense. And call me a bad sport, but I don't appreciate other prank callers trying to give me shit. Call me a poor sport if you want. Anyway, in the chat room we're up to 28 people. Let's get it over 30. How many people can this chat room hold before it crashes? Come on into the chat room and see if you can crash it. It's the police says, why are you trying to justify your pranks? You didn't much in your archive shows. Relax. Well, my saving grace is always the fact that people can always hang up. Because odds are I'm not going to call them back. There's a few occasions where they've been really rude, and I've decided to call them back. But generally, I won't call people 3 times, which is, according to the law, calling people 3 times is, well, in order to get the ball rolling where you can prosecute somebody, they have to have called you at least 3 times within a certain amount of time. So I stay away from doing that. But I'm realizing, and I'm sitting down and I'm thinking, and I was talking to It's the Police the other night about this, and I'm saying, you know, I'm going to have to stop prank calling because the show is getting bigger, the show is getting more popular, there's more people out there who like the program, there's more people out there who absolutely cannot stand me, and there's people who want to get me in trouble. And how long can I go on doing a program like this without catching some kind of heat because of it? So there's a couple of alternatives that I could do. I could completely ignore it and just get myself in trouble because it'll be good publicity and help me get more exposure. Or I can stick to just calling businesses, because businesses, after all, are soliciting you to call them. They're giving out their phone number, so, you know, it's hardly a crime to call them and just have a retarded conversation. There's no crime, as far as I know, against calling somebody and asking if they pooped on your porch or something stupid like that. Or I could just sit back and let you guys do the pranks, which I do sometimes. That's a part of the program. I like doing some of the pranks myself, and then I'll move on and do pranks with other people. I don't like relying on that too much, because then people tell me that I'm not contributing enough. We're here because we like what we hear. Don't change. Well, thank you, It's the Police. I'm glad there's a couple cops on my side when the heat eventually does come down. Entros is saying, I can dial out that number, just so you know. I can't dial out on that number. Oh, I know that, Entros. We've been through that before. Kill You says, hey, you should hold in your flatulence and let one big one out. Well, I'm not a very flatulent person. I had chicken today. That's not like a gas-inducing kind of meal, I don't think. I actually baked chicken for the first time today. I had to go out and buy a meat thermometer because I'm afraid to cook chicken because it's hard for me to tell when it's done, and you don't want to undercook chicken and get somebody sick. So I baked. Usually I have fried chicken, but I'm trying to be healthier. So I baked chicken for dinner earlier tonight. And Michelle says, I'm a sexy girl. Maybe I should do a girl voice for this. I'm a sexy girl from London who loved to suck on your sausage. Please email me at prankcallslut@hotmail.com. Oh, thank you, Kinky UK. I know it's you. Let's call someone before the rest of the people tune out.
Hello?
Hey.
Hey.
I'm calling for DJ Glowworm.
Just be here.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Feeling.
I was playing some applause for you for a moment there. You feel like doing a call?
I guess. Don't really matter.
Who was it who was saying that you were all excited about it? Now you say you don't wanna. Now you seem like you don't wanna.
I think it was Ill Sonic, I believe.
Ill Sonic, yeah.
Yeah, he's higher than me right now.
Okay, do you feel like talking to Fatine Douche?
Is that the Chinese guy?
I'm not sure. It says an old man answered, so you want to talk to an old man named Fat Douche?
What do you want me to do?
Okay. Well, I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm just going to click over and dial, and then you can come up with something like I always do.
Alright.
Okay.
It might suck.
Well, some people work better under pressure. Don't be nervous. I know it's difficult to call somebody without a premise or anything, but you can do it. sucked.
He's no fun.
Yeah, he was. He had a fucked up voice and everything.
Yeah, I kind of mock him.
Here's a tip for prank calls. If there's too much dead air, then that gives them time to hang up. So you gotta learn to fill up the dead air with your voice.
Yeah,
and keep them from hanging up. Okay. Instead, we're gonna try a vagina whore. Okay. A vagina whore. I'll be right back.
I cannot come to the phone right now. After the beep, please leave your phone number and message. We'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you.
Brother, how's it going? I'm calling about that pimp juice you have in San Luis, homie. The Dallas at the $5 pimp juice. I want some of that stuff, please. If you can give me a call back, and I'm not a pimp juice, I'd appreciate it. So I'll follow you like a commercial. That's the pimp hat put to the side. You got some women? I want some women, bro. I love some women. I've had a good girl about 5 months or so, man. I'm getting tired of this. I'm looking for that pimp juice. All right, goodbye.
You're the second person for the Prank Call Underground who does Meatwad.
Really?
Ron Rising Prankster does Meatwad too.
Who?
Ron Rising Prankster or Smartass Prank Calls.
Oh, you know what though?
What?
Me and him did a call one day on Ted Show.
Oh, did you?
Did you hear that? About the
I probably did, but I was probably so wasted I couldn't remember.
Yeah, we called these girls and we did like the whole gangster thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they were on the phone for like 13 minutes before they finally got the picture and hung up.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna let you go.
All right, man.
Okay, peace out. It was nice talking to you. I'll talk to you online.
All right.
Peace out, bro. And that was DJ Glowworm, one of the hosted prank callers that you find on the Hosted Pranks page at www.kdkprankcalls.com. Ironically, my site, which is doing very well. It could always do better, though, which is where you guys come in. See, I do something for you, you do something for me. I do this stupid program for you, and I pay half of the bill so that you can listen to PCU anytime you want. And it's your responsibility as a listener to go out there and spread the word. And do whatever you can to spread the word. And if you have a website, put a link up there for us. If you have a homepage, put a link up there for us. If you frequent bulletin boards, put our link in your signature or spam us. Or the best way to get people to visit the site is to pick out what you think is your favorite prank call and then make a direct link to that call and say, listen to this, it's really funny. You know? If you just say kdkprankcalls.com, then people get on you for being like a whore or something. Even though God knows how many cool sites I found by, other people posting it, and that's the only way I learned about it. But people tend to get dicky about telling them about something cool that you found. Charles Glasscock sounded very funny, and he sounds like he's been drinking. Funny. Oh, that's funny. Okay, maybe we'll have to try Charles Glasscock later. And I'm doing a beer count now, because I've lost count of how much I've had to drink so far. It looks like that was only beer number 3.
Hello, how are you doing, dear?
I'm fine, thank you. Hello. How are you doing?
I'm wonderful, except for a little seepage from my throat hole.
Oh, yeah. Got a cold and that's dripping?
Yes. It gets the butts of my cigarettes all wet and mucusy.
Yeah, it probably gets all over your top.
Yes. Well, the ashes are there anyway, so it sort of blends in. It's like modern art.
So it soaks it up. It's like mud. It's like a mud mask.
Yes, yes. Maybe I've invented
It's probably
something.
good for your skin.
Yes, Joe Rosenthal cigarette ash face mask. I've invented something.
Yep.
How you doing, Ryan? Raw milk from the chat room. Guess what I got in the mail today? I got my KDK shirt in the mail today.
Cool.
I ordered the one with the 3/4 length sleeves with the orange logo on it.
Yeah.
It looks pretty good. So, how are you doing this fun-filled evening? I know you were one of the people who was upset, and you sent me an email saying that you were upset. And basically what I told you is that not necessarily to believe everything that you hear on the program.
Right.
So, I'm going to have some heavy editing to do, probably, just so it doesn't come back and haunt me, and people don't get the wrong idea. But rest assured, things are fine. things are better than they've been in years. Good. It sounds like you don't believe me. Now you're wondering, is he lying now, or was he really lying before?
No.
You know the kind of relationship we have. We're pretty tight.
Yeah.
We're like
I can see that.
Best friends, brothers, lovers. So what are you up to tonight? What are you drinking tonight? Soy milk and vodka?
No. Nothing really at the moment. I had some orange juice earlier.
Oh, you know what? I'm actually going to go grab that bottle of Lamance so I can have a shot.
All right.
Okay, so I'm going to put you down for a second. Okay, if anybody wants to get a little more connected, you could probably look it up online. The company that makes it is out of Italy, called Stock, S-T-O-C-K, and the liquor is called, I'm not sure exactly how to say it, but it has like the little line over the E, so I would assume that means that that's the syllable that you're supposed to stress.
It's a long E.
Yeah, so
long E sound, so it sounds like the letter E.
So it would be
Lamance.
Lamance.
To a short E sound that would be like that.
Okay, so it's Lamance.
Yeah.
L-I-M-O-N-C-E. You could probably, if somebody did a Google search, you'd probably find like a picture of the bottle somewhere online, and you can post it in the chat room so everybody can join in. And I'm reading the label here. Of course, I can't speak Italian, so I have no idea what it says. But the only thing in English on here is it says 30% alcohol by volume, which would be... Do you know what proof that would be? Well,
is that 30 proof? Is it the same as the...
No, 30% alcohol. The rule is you double it and you get the proof. So it's 60 proof, which is actually relatively weak liquor. And I'm going to crack it here. Okay. And I got my little shot glass. I smelled it before. It smells like rubbing alcohol and Country Time lemonade, actually. But it's not that strong, so it can't be that bad.
That's odd that it would smell like rubbing alcohol. I didn't think drinking alcohol smelled like rubbing alcohol.
No, it does. It smells a little like rubbing alcohol.
Right.
Yeah. And it smells very sweet. Very sweet. It smells like... You ever have those Lemonheads candies? Smells like those dissolved in rubbing alcohol.
Okay.
And I'm probably going to need a chaser. And the only thing I have here is beer, and beer doesn't work for a chaser. You need something that tastes good to get rid of the taste. Oh, fuck it. I'll just take it straight. Are you ready? On the count of 3. Okay.
On the count of 3, what am I doing?
You're counting to 3.
Counting to 3 with you? Okay.
No, I'm not counting. You're counting. I'm holding a shot glass and getting ready.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Okay. What's that? Ooh. Ooh. It's weird. Like, I drank it and I tasted lemonade, and then I tasted alcohol, and then I tasted lemonade, and then it started to burn. Oh, it burns. Oof. It's like I can feel it sliding all the way down my chest. It's very thick. Not thick like Aftershock or something like that, but it's like syrupy. Ugh, now I'm getting like douche chills. Okay. On to business. Let me put the cap back on this before I dump it over. That's not bad. That's actually, for hard liquor, which normally makes me want to puke, that's relatively good. Where the hell did I put the cap? Well, I lost the cap, so you know what that means. I just gotta drink the whole bottle. No, I'm kidding. This is like a half-liter bottle or something. Shit, where'd the cap go? This is gonna kill me because this stuff is probably like $80 a bottle imported from Italy, and then they had to pay tax to bring it on the fucking plane. It's very nice of Keith to give me a bottle of something that they brought with them from Italy, you know?
Yeah.
They limit how many bottles you can bring back with you, I think. And they wasted one of the bottles on me. It's probably his aunt's excuse just to go back to Italy earlier. We got to go back and get some of that rare lemon liqueur. So, I hear you've been making prank calls lately.
I tried one day. I didn't have much luck. I didn't have really any good responses, but...
That's okay, though, because, you know, every bad call that you do or every call that doesn't work is still practice.
Yeah.
So it still helps. It still works.
And I was mainly trying to figure out the recording part of it, which still is very quiet, but I should be able to amplify.
Well, no, I told you how to do that. I'm not sure how to tell you to do it with a Mac, but I can tell you how to do it with a PC.
Mm-hmm.
What operating system are you using? OS 10?
Yeah.
You know, maybe there's even somebody in the chat room who uses a Mac who could be able to tell you. But if you had a PC, you would click on the little speaker icon to open up your volume control panel, right? And then you would go to Options, Properties, and click on Recording. And then that would bring up a panel where it shows you, like, all the different things that your computer is controlling the recording for. And then you would raise the level for the wave recording volume.
Right, or even an input volume or whatever.
Well, it depends on whatever it's plugged into. If you have it plugged into, like, an external, you know, like an auxiliary input, you would amplify that. Or if you had it plugged into the microphone jack, you would amplify that.
I should be able to just modify the file somehow, right? Like the file itself, because it's
oh yeah,
fine.
You can amplify
it's just really quiet.
Sure, you just highlight and amplify it. What are you using? You're using
Audion.
Oh, that's right.
But it didn't seem to have a lot of, like, it does edit really well. Like, it's pretty simple to go in and cut things out. But as far as filtering it and, you know, changing it.
Well, you should be able to highlight anything in there. You know, you're looking at it as a waveform, right?
Yeah.
With the jagged lines, looks like an EEG or something. You should be able to amplify anything, you know, you just highlight it and then go find where your amplification is in there.
Mm-hmm. Assuming it has it.
Well, you paid for the software, right?
Yeah.
So you have a manual.
Well, no, I bought it online.
Oh,
it's
okay.
just shareware fee. But actually, I got refunded for it because they, like, about a couple of weeks after I got it, they retired the application, and they offered refunds to people who had recently bought it.
Oh, that's cool. So you got it for free.
Plus a discount on the other product. So I got, like, I spent $30 on this, I think, and then I got one of their other products that was discounted to $20, and another one that was discounted to $20. So I ended up basically paying $10 and getting the three of them.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's good karma.
Yeah.
You see, you're a good person, so good things happen to you by accident a lot. That's the way karma works like that. Were you the one who was telling me about offering, like, a subscription PayPal on KDK, or is it somebody else?
I don't know. Well, Ted set that up. We were talking about Ted had that set up.
Well, Ted had it set up, and I never bothered setting it up because I figured nobody's ever going to, like, offer, like, a recurring payment for my stupid ass. But then two different people last night, It's the Police, and then somebody else that I thought was you, but it must not have been, was asking if I was going to set one up because they wanted to donate. So
no, because I wasn't really on last night.
Yeah, so my next day off, which will be Monday, I'm going to set up the subscription PayPal if anybody wants to make a small recurring monthly donation to help support PCU and KDKPrankCalls.com.
Yeah, and actually, if you're supporting Ted, you're sort of supporting you by.
Well, yeah. Well, me.
I mean, you're both partners on it. So.
Yeah, me and Ted are like blood brothers. So, if you want to help out PCU, you can go to KDKPrankCalls.com and you click on the link for PCU Radio, and there's a little link where you can subscribe and pay just $2 a month. It's only $2, and if enough people do it, then eventually it won't cost Ted and I anything to keep this $50 a month thing running, which would be cool. Because I could buy a little more weed with that extra $25. You feel like making a call tonight?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good. You're raring to go. You're going to call up and need a cooch because you need a cooch.
Actually,
have you ever had a vagina before?
No, I haven't.
Have you ever tried to be with a woman before?
No, not really, because I was a very loner kid, and then. Like, when I was like 16, 17, I pretty much knew I was gay, and...
Now, how did you know you were gay? Were you having, like, dreams and wet dreams of gay,
I
was things?
Generally more interested in guys than...
Yeah.
I didn't really have any interest in girls.
Yeah. You know, it's very common for straight guys to have gay dreams, too, just out of, like, natural human curiosity. Almost, I think the figure is, like, somewhere between 90 and 95% of all men have, like, gay dreams. Not like, just, like, rarely, but, you know, like, recurring gay dreams, like, every now and then they'll have, like, a dream where they're in, like, a gay situation. Not because they're gay, but just because they're curious. And it's probably something that they'll never act on, but it's perfectly normal. But, I don't know where I was going with that. But anyway, let's call up Anita Cooch.
Okay.
Okay.
But I'm gonna do what I have been doing.
Well, don't tell us. Let it be a surprise.
Alright.
Okay.
Hello?
Hello, Mrs. Coke.
Hello?
Mrs. Coke.
Cooch.
Okay, yes, okay. This is Greg with Guiding Light Ministries. And, may I venture to ask if you're a person of faith?
I'm not understanding you. What did you say?
I said this is Greg calling from Guiding Light Ministries. I was asking if you were a person of faith.
Yes, I am, but it's 20 after 10. What are you doing calling this time of the night?
Well, I was wondering if you would be interested in selling Bibles door to door?
No, I would not be.
No?
I have my
wouldn't-
own church, and I am not interested in what you're speaking of.
You wouldn't want to spread the word of God to your neighbors?
No, and I don't wish to speak to you right now. And please don't call again.
Certainly. You have a good evening.
Now, if that were me, I would have started saying they should go into hell. I would have started getting around to insinuating they should go into hell for neglecting doing God's work or something. I don't think that premise would work unless you're doing it like during the day, because people are like, "Why are you calling me at night to sell Bibles?" You know?
Yeah. Well, that's some of the. When I was calling it before, it was like maybe 10 here, but I was purposely calling California and Nevada numbers, like West Coast numbers, because I knew it would be earlier there.
Or tomorrow would be a good day for it because it's Sunday, you know? Call people up and say, "Why aren't you at church? Do you know your soul is not in good standing with God?" or something like that.
No, I just thought it might give you some leeway, whereas people would be willing to talk longer with somebody if they thought it was a religious thing. And then you could make sort of like obvious demands of someone that are sort of what a church might do, but wouldn't be so blatant about it.
You mean, what do you mean
Just
demands?
in terms of asking for money or asking them to do things for you, or
how about you call people up and tell them that their tithe is past due? No, because nobody knows what a fucking tithe is.
Or just
tithe is an old-time word where in the old days you would be able to pay a certain amount of money, like you would go and tell the priest your sins, and he would put a dollar amount on how much you had to donate to church in order to get yourself in heaven.
Those are called indulgences.
That's called an indulgence now?
Well, they were called indulgences. The Catholic Church sold indulgences, and that was one of the things that led Protestants to break off.
Yeah, because they didn't want to buy their way into heaven. Okay, let's try somebody else. We have M. Biach, I'm not sure of the first name, and Gretchen Horney. No? Okay, how about Dick Horney?
I don't know about the goofy names thing, because the goofy names...
No, it's not just goofy names. These are confirmed working, so we know we're going to get a person.
Yeah, but trying to play... I'm
just forget about if you don't want to go with the goofy name thing. Just forget about the name. Just do whatever you're going to do. And forget the name.
I'd rather call a person that I know is going to be funny.
Okay, how are you going to know that a person is going to be funny unless it's somebody? Okay,
well,
let's call Mary Hoover. You got the number. Let's call Mary Hoover. She's always funny. Somebody have Long Don's number?
That's great for anybody but me to call Mary Hoover, because Mary Hoover had seen me and heard my voice. And
yeah, but you're never going to see her again.
No,
you can call her up in your real voice and say, "Mary, I miss you."
I see her sister around town. I see her around town.
Oh, okay.
Lancaster's the kind of place you see these people.
Yeah. Okay. So you don't want to do goofy names. Let's look through and see what else we have then. We have
Yep.
Hello?
Mrs. Wetherill?
Yes.
Have you talked to Lucy lately, or do you know how she's doing? I'm a little concerned about her.
Have we talked to who lately?
Lucy?
And I don't know who Lucy is.
You know Lucy. You always see her, like at the grocery store.
No. Is that the lady that got hit down here today, or fell?
Yeah, that's the lady. How is she doing?
And I don't know who she was.
Well, weren't you there? You didn't speak to anybody about it, or you didn't have
I couldn't.
That information?
No. Who are you?
I'm Greg.
I haven't heard anything. All I did was I saw somebody was down in the crosswalk.
She got hit in the crosswalk?
I don't even know if she got hit.
Street.
I don't even know, honey, if she got hit.
Well, she's been awfully depressed lately, and I was just overall concerned about her.
Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't know who it was that was hit. I was outside putting up Christmas decorations and saw there was several people around somebody laying in the crosswalk. Does she have a dog?
Yeah, she has a dog.
Because there was a dog next to her.
Yeah, that's the one. She was probably walking the dog, and she's probably not watching where she's going right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think she might have been. I think she got in with those Scientologists or something, and they're trouble.
Yeah, because I certainly didn't hear who it was. All I did was see it, I didn't see if anybody hit her even.
No.
I just was up here and I happened to look down and saw, that there was somebody laying in the crosswalk and there was several people there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you know what hospital they might have taken her to, or where I could try to get in touch with her?
I'm sure they probably took her to Harrison.
Okay.
And I would bet in Bremerton. The Bremerton Harrison.
Is that over by what street is that?
Yes, isn't Harrison Hospital on Cherry Street? Yeah. When you drive there, you don't realize, but it's Cherry.
Okay. And did you have any other information, or do you know where the tent was, or whose apartment she was staying at?
I have no idea. No idea at all.
Because, there's a bunch of those clowns she's been hanging out with, and I think they're just trouble.
Oh, see, I didn't know. Because I really don't know who this person is. All I know is what I saw today.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you being helpful. And,
no problem.
Thank you very much.
It probably wouldn't do any good to call the police department.
No, probably not, because mostly I'd just like to speak to her, and I don't want her hanging out with these hooligans anymore. And we have been very helpful, though.
Okay.
You have a nice evening.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Were you saying something about a tent there?
Yeah, I was trying to throw something more absurd in.
Uh-huh.
Because she was staying on the phone for a long time, and I was trying to figure out where I could take it.
I thought you were going to say she was like living in the park in a tent or something.
I was almost going to say something like that, yeah.
Well, anyway, I'm going to let you go because I'm holding in my pee and I'm floating.
Okay.
Okay, peace out, though.
Bye.
Bye-bye. And that was Ryan, everybody, Raw Milk from the chat room, and I gotta go take a pee, and there's only like 10 seconds of the song left, so I'm gonna have to pick something else to play. Illsonic says, I get crazy all the time. I've gone through many sleepless nights, so I know how it feels. I get tense and nervous, and I have an uneasy feeling in my stomach. No wonder they use sleep deprivation in torture. So I'm not sure what Illsonic was referring to, because he wrote in a while ago, long after. And Ellie is sending in the number for Eugene, who likes to rap and eat Tabasco Cheez-Its. Okay. Brandon says he can't stand thick liquor. Good job. You know what? I'm glad you brought that up, because I think I'm going to take another shot, because that was, as far as liquors go, this is quite pleasant. You know, I suppose there's no such thing in the world as, you know, good liquor. We've had liquor for millennia now, but just nobody can figure out how to make it taste like as good as like a soda or something. This stuff actually smells a lot worse than it tastes. I'm like psyching myself out by smelling it before I'm drinking it, making things worse. Let me get back to your IMs while I can. Princely Girl has a confirmed working number for Allison, who has a speech problem, and I hate her. She has a speech problem, and I hate her. Oh, do you hate her because she has a speech problem, or are there compounding issues beyond that? I told everyone that you were responsible for booting everyone from the chat room, and you did it for me, your gay love. You do know I'm joking, right? Yes, I know you're joking, right? You have the same sort of sensibility and sense of humor as I do, Kinky. Perhaps that's why we get along. And Neo's here! Yay! Neo's a little late, but she made it here. Yay! And she has assumedly confirmed working numbers for Skitchin Bitchin, Robert Kovac, Shlomo Assa, Willow's Pussy, Aristotle Span, Auto Span, Sinquicity Birth, Steer Spunky, R.A. Sputin, Sean Puffy, Mungie Thor, Marsha Farg, Fatima Gulatin, Thomas Cucci, there's a lot of names here, Chachi, Laszlo Faki, Beulah Amada, Christoph Balut, Fagali Laita, Seuss Fucker, Amos Twat. I recognize that name, Amos Twat, and this is a lot of Amos Twats in the world. I believe I've called him several times. Gatri Ramadas, Mpanzu Famakimu. Mpanzu Famakuimu. I'm definitely going to have to call that number. Dmitry Moldavchuk. And Nigga Who says, call a Taco Bell and tell them you found a rat's head in your nacho cheese. Yeah. And I never did get to take my shot. Perhaps I should hold off on the drinking until I find out if I have to drive somewhere. As a matter of fact, after one shot and 4 beers, I think driving is pretty much out of the question at this point. So fuck it, I'm gonna take my shot. 3, 2, 1. I'm dying. Ooh. Oh, this is the weirdest alcohol I've ever had. It tastes good at first until it hits like your esophagus, and then you can feel the warmth like slowly spreading down your chest. It's like I drank gas and just lit a fuse, and I can feel the fire going to my stomach before it explodes. Ballard is asking how come my nuts are shiny. Because you've been putting them in the ball washer at the golf course. Douche chill, sorry. Why do I do this to myself, especially on the air, when I gotta be concentrating and doing the program and stuff? Ratings update. Let's see how we fared in the past hour since I've checked the ratings last. We are now at number 4 with PCU, 56 listeners. Number 5 with DEFCON with 42 listeners. Well, at least DEFCON went up. I noticed that every week more and more people are staying tuned on DEFCON. Like, people are becoming used to not being able to hear their Rodney Dangerfield bits and getting used to listening to some avant-garde, free-form stream of consciousness live internet ham radio on Saturday nights. And Wild Bunch is scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. Ooh boy, they're doing bad. No, well, there's 4 people listening on Wild Bunch. I love how everybody on Wild Bunch will listen to like any idiot. Like all the other broadcasts will listen to any other idiot who's on the air except me. Like everybody's like resentful of me because, you know, I'm so much better than they are. I'm kidding, everybody. Now they're all going to tune out. All 4 of them. Oh boy, it hurts when I laugh. Ooh, that hurt too. Wow, Fattis! For the first time, Fattis is sending me a phone number to prank call for Alex and Angry Arab. Nice. I'm definitely going to have to call that Fattis. Thank you. Fattis he's a cool guy and his prank calls are great, but I've always been like, I've always wondered why he's so aloof, like, towards us. Like, he doesn't IM me, and he doesn't talk to me in the chat rooms, and he doesn't post on the bulletin boards or anything like that, but I don't know. I always figured maybe it was the gay thing, like he was afraid I was going to hit on him or something. Oh, that hurts. No more laughing. I'm like jostling up all the alcohol and making it go back into my throat. Venice says, hey you, I resemble that Wild Bunch remark. Oh man. Stop making me laugh, Venison. It's your fault my chest is on fire right now. Deep breaths. Deep relaxing breaths. You know, this is what relaxes me. My desktop, maybe I ought to post this on a bulletin board. It's also my avatar on our bulletin boards. But my desktop is, I actually watched the movie Shrek. And I fast forward to 37 minutes, 43 seconds. And I got a screenshot of when Puss in Boots he's holding his hat in front of him, and he's making the sad little innocent cat eyes. And I take a screenshot of that, and that's my desktop, because it relaxes me. And there's room on either side for me to put my icons with Puss in Boots in the middle. Really, I'm just an old softy. I curse and I swear and I prank people and I drink beer and smoke weed on the air, but really I'm just an old softy. I'm an animal lover. Hello?
Hello.
Neo!
Yeah?
You threw me off because there's some weird Puerto Rican name on the machine right now.
What?
Let me... Oh, I can't look while I'm talking to you, but it was like some weird Spanish name. It wasn't, you know how your name normally shows up and always makes me feel good?
Does it say Rivas on it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's my mom's last name.
Oh, okay. Well, you weren't supposed to say the name. I'm trying to be all vague about it because I don't want to say the name.
If they don't know her first name, it's fine.
That's okay. Now you're going to have like 12-year-olds like pranking you all the time, like I do.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I actually left my phone set up to just hang up on people after 2 rings all week this week, just because I had like people bothering me.
What?
Jealous haters, lesser prank callers, little KDK wannabe kids.
Fuck 'em.
Yeah, fuck 'em all. So how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing fine. Disappointed.
You know what I just realized?
What?
I picked up the bottle and poured myself another shot, and then I'm just looking at it, and somehow the cap is back on it. So I found the cap and put it back on without even realizing it. It's pretty bad. So how's the show going so far? Is it any good?
It's going good. It's just stuff that I missed.
Oh, yeah, because you tuned in late? You're never late. You're usually here early and stuff in the chat
I
room
went
and
to
stuff.
go see Seed of Chucky.
Oh, yeah? Was it any good?
No.
It wasn't funny?
It was funny, but it was stupid.
Well, it's supposed to be stupid funny, I think.
It was beyond stupid funny. It's like the worst horror movie ever.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, that's too bad. I'm still going to download it. You know what horror movie I saw?
Which one?
I saw Anacondas, and believe it or not, that was a good movie.
Really?
I've always been partial to, like, movies with giant killer anything in it. You know, giant killer sharks, snakes.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I'm all over it. But it was really good. It had a decent storyline, and it was great special effects. Everybody download Anacondas, Hunt for the Blood Orchid. It's pretty good.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, you got to figure nowadays, if a horror movie is really, really awful, it'll go direct to video. They wouldn't bother putting it in the theater unless it has like a big star in it. That's why I thought Seed of Chucky must be pretty good. Otherwise, they'd just dump it out on DVD.
Jennifer Tinty or something.
Jennifer Tilly.
Yeah, they had her in it, but and
I heard
Redman.
I heard she at least was funny in it.
Yeah, but I mean, the third character in it,
The son?
the son, it was stupid. I swear.
Well, the idea is that well, first of all, you got to suspend your disbelief and believe that a doll can impregnate a woman, for one, and then have a doll baby for another. But the baby is born anatomically incorrect, so he's born sexless, and he doesn't know if he's a boy or a girl.
I know that. It's just that you would think that maybe it would be like Chucky, like wanting to kill people and all this stuff, and then it's a big disappointment.
Yeah.
Because it's British and it doesn't want to kill anything.
Yeah.
Like,
He turns out to be like a pacifist.
oh, you fucker.
I heard it was bloody at least. I know that rap guy got his intestines pulled out under the table. I've seen the screenshots of that one. What rapper was in that movie?
It was Redman.
Yeah, Redman actually plays a director, if you want to buy that, in the movie. And he gets killed by Tiffany. She, like, cuts his belly open and his guts fall out.
Yeah, because, like, I guess she thinks that he's a fucker or something, but
Yeah.
that was the only good thing about it.
Yeah, it was bloody.
Yeah.
Well, that's a plus. I've seen a lot of horror movies lately. I went and I saw The Saw.
I wanted to see that one, but my friend didn't.
The Saw I would give 3 out of 4 stars. It was very good.
Really?
Except they marketed it a little wrong. They marketed it to make you believe that it's going to be about like a serial killer, but really the whole movie takes place in one room.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the whole movie takes place pretty much in one room with these two guys who are chained on opposite ends. Well, here's the premise. These two guys are knocked out, and they're brought to this room, and they wake up. They're chained on opposite sides of the room by the leg.
Okay.
And they're both given a hacksaw. And the one guy is told that they're both going to be killed if he doesn't free himself and kill the other guy before, like, within 2 days' time. So they're both shackled, and the hacksaws are all rusty and old, and they can't saw through their chains so that he can get over there and kill the other guy. He'll have to saw off his own leg and kill the other guy.
Yeah.
So that's the premise of the movie. And it's got a great ending that nobody will see coming, so I'm not going to say anything about it, but trust me, in the history of horror movies, you're never going to see this ending coming from a mile away. It's a great movie, and the sequel's already in the works. It'll be out next Halloween.
Cool.
And I also saw The Grudge, which was absolutely horrible.
Yeah, I've heard that one wasn't really good.
It's creepy, but the plot is stupid, and it's boring. It's a boring movie.
I've seen the commercials for it, and like it's trying to copy The Ring with that girl coming down the stairs.
Well, no. Both movies were made by the same guy.
Oh, they were?
Yeah, they're both Japanese movies. The original, The Grudge, it was called Ju-On the Curse, and it was a direct-to-DVD movie in Japan, and it did very well. So they made a theatrical version in Japan. And that did very well, so they made an American version. So this is actually the third time the same movie has been filmed.
They shouldn't have made the American version.
Well, the American version was almost identical to the Japanese. Even some of the shots and the setup and the sets themselves were identical. And it was pretty much just a Japanese movie with American actors, which I guess is exactly what they were going for. But out of all 3 versions, and I've seen them all, the most effective one, if you can get a hold of it, if you're a BitTorrent user, download Ju-On the Curse, because the first one, the direct-to-video one, is by far the most effective, and it's also the shortest, so it's the least boring.
Okay.
It's hard to follow because it's one of those movies like Pulp Fiction that the scenarios are told out of order.
Okay.
It's like a bunch of different short stories where the ending is all the same. You know, it's a bunch of people, and they see a ghost, and they get killed, and then the screen goes black, and it goes to another person who sees a ghost and gets killed, and the screen goes black, and it goes to another person. It's like an anthology movie where the punchline is for all the stories is the same. But there are some creepy moments in it, like when the chick is coming down the stairs, and the sound effects are pretty creepy.
I think the chick going down the stairs is just kind of old with The Ring, and the girl coming out of the TV. It's basically almost the same thing.
I'm not sure which one came first, but that's a very common thing in Japan. You know, we're scared by like zombies and stuff like that, but in Japan they're scared by women with long black hair with pale white faces.
But
that's the way that's just the way they've always depicted ghosts in Japan, in modern times.
Okay.
But anyway, you feel like making a call tonight?
Sure.
Hello.
Hey, dude.
What?
You seriously need to, wear some fucking deodorant.
Well, I guess he is angry. You want to try him back?
Yeah.
Let's call him back. Now he
We're sorry. No one answered to call.
Bastard. Okay, so we can try somebody. What's this? You want to give me the phone number for this person that you want me to call? Is this a friend of yours?
Or not really,
friend?
but yeah.
An enemy of yours? I'm going to play the song, and you can give me the number.
Alright, let me find it.
Okay, we'll have to wait a minute. Too bad
I know which email it is in.
Okay. So are you guys moved back into the house yet?
Yeah, it's been a week.
And how's it going?
It's going okay.
Is it nice to be back in a nice, clean house? New
Hell
house?
yeah.
Yeah.
I hate apartments.
Uh-huh. Is it
so
a big
I have
house?
a number. Huh?
Is it a big house?
It's sort of big. I mean, it's still the same size.
Yeah, well, they're not going to give you twice the size house.
I was
Knock down the
hoping-
neighbor's house, too, so what the hell?
I was hoping, but they didn't.
It's probably identical to the way it was before, or pretty close to it, except cleaner and newer.
Yeah, they painted my room from being, different colors of blue to basically white or frost.
Well, your
And-
parents are cool. They'll let you remodel your room, right?
No.
Really? Even my parents did that, and they were pretty strict. They let me pick out, how I wanted to redesign my room.
They will not let me paint. I
No,
want
no?
to paint. I can't stand white.
Yeah. White looks
Just-
bad, too, because it stains easy and every
Yeah.
smudge and the dust.
So it's already becoming dingy because
Oh.
the cats like to climb the walls. So I mean.
The cats climb the walls.
Yeah. They climb the walls. So I got two numbers for her.
One is a house, one is a cell or something?
Yeah.
Which one would we most likely get her on? Because we're only going to try one.
I don't know which one. The person who gave me them didn't tell me.
The first one looks like it would be a house. The second one looks like it would be a cell, in case you wanted to know.
Okay.
So we're going to try her at the house first. Do you think she would be out partying, or do you think she would be at home this time of night, midnight on a Saturday?
Well, asshole's online, so basically she'll be trying to call him or just trying to talk to him through his cell phone.
Now, what beef do you have with this person who lives on the complete opposite end of the country as you do?
There's some real bad drama going on, so
You don't want to talk about it?
not really.
Okay, I'll click over and we'll give her a call, see what happens.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I in this one?
What was that?
Can I just not say anything?
Sure, no problem.
Okay.
Okay. It doesn't look like we're going to get an answer.
Okay.
But I'm going to cross out that number, and I'll try the other one later on in the program. Maybe we'll get her on the cell. She carries a cell with her?
I'm not sure.
Well,
Alright.
we can give it a try. Do you want to try somebody else?
Sure.
Let's see. We gotta get one that works. We have. Okay, we're going to call Chad Morgan Styler.
What? Chad Morgan Styler?
Morgan Styler. That's like such a hoity-toity rich name, you know.
Okay.
This is Chad Worthy Morgan Styler. Okay, I'm going to click over and dial.
Hello? Hi, ma'am? Hello?
Hello?
Can I speak to Chad, please?
Who?
Can I speak to Chad, please?
You must have the wrong number.
Well, it said his name on... You fucking whore.
You got mixed up. Chad was the other guy. That was Charles Glasscock.
Oh, gosh.
Okay,
Oh, well.
so we're not going to be able to call back and say, I mean Charles, not Chad. So that's not going to work. Let's see what else we got here. I said that was going to be the last try, but let's try. Okay, Eugene. This is one of Ellie's numbers.
Okay.
So Eugene, he's 20 years old. He likes rap music and he eats Tabasco Cheez-Its. Maybe you could call from the Nabisco company about like a Cheez-It recall. I don't know. You can come up with something, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Has been disconnected.
Okay. Okay, well, Ellie, we tried your number. It just wasn't working.
I wanted to do the Nabisco guy.
You want to do the Nabisco. Nigga who is really lame, says DJ Glowworm. Can you tell? Sean Ward is here! Yay! Okay, Neil, I'm going to let you go because I'm going to call Sean before it gets too late.
Okay.
Okay, peace out. Nice talking to you. I'll talk to you online.
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye. And that was Little Evil Neil from the chat room. And, yay, my buddy Sean Ward. I always look forward to Sean Ward because he's so damn good with the fucking voices and the pranks. Sean was born to be a prank caller. Somebody who's so multi-talented. He's like a good musician, a good artist, a good self-promoter, a good prank caller. Somebody's got to give this guy a gig. They can make millions off him.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Did you call me earlier?
Fucking right I called you.
You were calling and saying disparaging things against all people.
I was calling you saying disparaging things against every motherfucking body. I'm non-discriminatory that way.
I want to go on with the joke, but I don't want to like drag it out because we've only got like $1 and 8 minutes left.
Oh shit.
So, why don't first off the bat, in case the card runs out, go ahead and plug your shit. I saw the new cover.
Plug my shit?
I saw the new cover. It looks very good. I wish you'd
Oh,
take it in
thank
like
you.
a higher quality so I could blow it up like and like use it as like a background or something.
Yeah, the one that you can get one from the site that is a pretty big one.
Okay, cool.
I don't know if it's the full screen size. I'm running an 800 by 600 screen though, so it's full screen on mine, but it might not be on yours.
Yeah.
But yeah, everybody go over to SeanWard.net and look at the cover to the new book, which you can get on Sunday, December 5th. And after Sunday, December 5th, you'll be able to order it on the website, and I hope you all will.
Awesome.
Because it's ill.
How many pages is the new book?
32. It's
Awesome.
only 36, but I had to cut 4 out.
You're getting bigger every time, though, still.
Yeah, that's like my manhood, you know, getting bigger every time.
Yeah, upwardly mobile.
That's like me on Saturday nights, you know. Well, no, I don't see the girl on Saturdays. Make it Friday nights.
That's why you're calling no women on
That
Saturday.
tends to be the thing. I've got this seriously. I got this like drop dead gorgeous girlfriend with these legs that just go on forever, and it's these absolutely perfect tits you've ever seen. And it's funny because I spend every Saturday night fucking making phone calls with you. Because the tradition seems to be that we'll get together through the week, and then on Friday, and then on Saturday she's doing something with her peoples.
She's with her other boyfriend.
Right.
She's with her sugar daddy right now.
No, I ain't got no issues with that, man. That's total non-issue. Tonight she's off in Guelph at a concert.
Cool.
Staying over at some fucking girl at her dorm. Some friend of hers that she went to high school with.
Oh, college girl.
Or college. Yeah, you know, maybe they're gonna dyke it out or something.
So you got yourself a nice college, hot, smart chick.
That's right.
That's hard to come by.
That's how you do, you know.
You're a lucky guy.
Oh, thank you.
I can see why, though.
You're a lucky guy too. You know, I get all jealous sometimes of you, and you got all your big following and all your listeners, and
you got a big following too.
That's true. That's true.
Except
but
with you,
it's harder to see what you got and easier to see what other people got. You know.
You got all
We're
people that like
that.
you. I got half as many people who hate me as like me.
Oh, I should send you some of the emails I get. Like I had this one guy. I don't mind saying his name was Chris Conrad. I have no idea who he is. But
somebody
he's
look up
on
that
my
number.
ass off and on. What'd you say?
Somebody look up that number in Canada. Chris Conrad.
Yeah, Chris Conrad, and he's a Toronto and Mississauga. This dude, like, he's been sending me emails and harassing me over the website on and off for like a year.
What is he, like a jealous
Getting on my
cartoonist?
case. Basically, I don't know what his deal is, but he keeps on. Every time I send an email out to the mailing list, I hear back from this guy saying, "Who you think you are? Talking all big about yourself, overhyping yourself, you know." And then he's writing me about how. Nobody likes my comic books that actually count, and making fun of my audience and shit. He's just being retarded.
That sucks.
Being an idiot. Yeah,
have you ever considered trying to get a job at like one of the major comics houses in Manhattan? Or do you
No,
want
because
to
that would
remain
just take
independent?
time away from me doing what I actually really want to do. Like, this isn't really a job or a vocation as much as it's a calling. It's not just making comic books, but what I'm doing with the comic books. The specific comic books that I'm making, there's a very, particular reason why I have to do it. It's just this compulsion. Like, I'm getting down to the wire on this one, and I need to get it done. And I'm just, like, getting angry with it and bored of doing it, but it's just got to be done. I just keep chugging along because it has to be done. I can't tell you why.
That's one thing we have in common.
Yeah.
It's sort of like me with this program.
You know we're supposed to. Well, you got the same feeling I got, which is just that I know that I'm not where I'm going yet. You know what I mean? So I do what I do, knowing that there's going to be this huge payoff at the end. As long as I keep plugging away at it and doing it as best as I can, that there's something waiting for me, and then it's starting to all fall into place. I'm starting to see the plan now. So basically, what I want to have is not be some little chap going into Marvel Comics going, oh, please let me draw some third-string character and work my way up to maybe draw an X-Men or something. Instead, I want to work it so that I'll put a few years in doing my own thing, and then when I want to do something with Marvel, I just walk in and everybody in the whole place goes, oh, fucking shit, Sean Ward is here. And then I walk in and say, okay, this is what I want to do, and I want to use this character, and they go, oh, okay, right on.
Cool.
And it's big news.
Cool.
And that's the deal.
Well,
I can't stand to work on other people's projects.
You got the talent, and I love your style. I love the clean, cel-shaded kind of artwork that you do.
Well, thank you.
It doesn't look like busy or sloppy. It looks very clean,
Rock on. That's a good plug. So all of your listeners should go to my website and buy some shit. Since, I got PayPal, right? So everybody that's got PayPal, go SeanWard.net and treat yourself to some stuff.
Yeah.
Because you deserve it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
Does anybody get a special bonus for saying that they heard about you from KDK or something?
Yeah, let's tell you what. I'm going to run the KDK special.
Send them a lollipop.
This is what I'm going to do for the KDK special. Is if you can't do it by buying something on the website. So if you send me a $10 donation and tell me that you're coming on from the KDK show, send me $10 and I'll give you a huge package, all 3 issues plus whatever leftovers of the old project that I got. I'll make it worth your while.
Awesome.
That's the KDK special. So
cool.
I'll send you a big package in the mail if you send me $10 US donation.
Awesome. So let's call somebody, shall we?
Yeah, I'm all for it.
Did you want to call?
I'm sitting in my damn drawing chair all day. I'm ready to go.
You've been drawing all day?
Mm-hmm.
You're down to the wire.
Well, this is usually how I work, is I get near to when I know it's supposed to come out, and then I just sort of say, okay, that's the date, and then that date is set, and then I just zero in and ignore everything and everyone else racing to get it done in time. And I usually pull it off with minutes to spare.
Rushing down to bring it to the printer.
Here's I've done it, running from the printers to the venue where the party's taking place and putting them together at the party, hoping that nobody comes in, hoping people hold off for another 5 minutes.
Oh, really? I'll throw you a couple names and you can tell me what strikes your fancy.
Okay.
Bertha Booty, Kim... I figured that one was going to catch your fancy right off the bat.
Oh, this gives me a chuckle. Keep them coming.
There was a really good Neo one. Mpanzu Fumukuimu. I'm going to spell that one because I don't know. It's Fumukuemu. So it's Fumukumu. Fumukumu. Mpanzu Fumukumu.
Fuck, I don't know.
That was too difficult to even say that name. Let's see what else we got here. We got...
Is it Mpanzu? Is that the name?
Yeah.
Well, let's call him up, just because I can pronounce his name.
It's Mpanzu. It sounds like...
Mpanzu.
You ever see The Exorcist? The demon's name in that movie was Pazuzu?
Oh, I haven't seen that quite.
Sounds like
speaking of movies, you know what movie I saw?
What?
SpongeBob SquarePants movie.
Was it good?
Oh, it's fucking awesome.
Cool.
It's really fucking cool. They did a really good job on it.
You believe I've never ever seen SpongeBob, not even the cartoon series on Nickelodeon?
I was never into it, but then my girlfriend got all into it, and I started watching it with her, and then I realized that it's the best cartoon in years and years and years. The humor on it is there's no scatological stuff, and there's no meanness that seems to pervade everything that gets that popular.
Yeah.
It's really innocent and really nice and really cool that way.
And it's pretty trippy and subversive for adults.
Yeah, and it's also a trip the way Yellow Submarine was a trip.
Okay, we're going to call up Mpanzu, and I'll be right back.
Mpanzu. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, cool. 50 cents. We still got 25 minutes.
The number you have reached.
Oh, fuck.
9
Man.
9.
Okay.
That ain't no verified shit.
That was Neo's. I thought they were all confirmed, but I guess not. Okay, I'll throw you a couple names.
Okay.
We got the U... That's not going to be open. Robert Van Winkle. Oh, these are the ones that might be Vanilla Ice. But they're all confirmed, so even if it's not Vanilla Ice, we know we'll get an answer. So
okay, well, give him a call.
We got an old lady, an old guy, a woman, and another old guy.
What, that were
They're all
confirmed?
they're all Robert Van Winkles.
Oh, just call. Wait, how many of them are in Miami? Because I know that's where he's from, but that's not to say that's where he lives now.
Let's see. Well, they're all in Florida, but none of them are in Miami.
Well, what are the towns?
I don't want to say them because then people will know exactly who are calling.
Okay. Well, just fucking throw a dart at one and call one of them.
Okay. I'll be right back. When in doubt, go for the old people. That's what I say. What's everybody?
Hello?
Hello.
Yes?
May I speak to Robert, please?
Robert who?
Robert Van Winkle?
Just a moment.
Hello?
Robert?
Yeah.
How are you, sir?
Good. What can I do
Listen,
for you?
your time has come, sir.
What's
I would like you to meet me at dawn. It has been lots of... Robert, listen to me. It has been years coming. I'm in love with your wife, and I think that we need to settle this one way, the way we used to do in the old country, with a duel.
I see.
So I need you to meet me at dawn. We'll do it in the town square, Robert. Road, Robert.
You just lost him.
Why don't we do it in the road, Robert?
Why don't we do it in the road? At first he sounded like kind of wiggery. I was like, wow, maybe that is Vanilla Ice, you know?
Well, actually, I was thinking it might be something the way that woman was like, Robert who?
Yeah.
But no, maybe it was him.
I don't think so. Like when he first came on, it sounded like he might be wiggery, but then afterwards, I was thinking maybe.
As soon as when he answered, I thought it was an old guy.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It'd be funny if whoever I was speaking to wasn't even married.
Let's try another Robert Van Winkle. These are all confirmed. That's the only reason why I'm
I'll try to cook up another concept for another Robert.
I know it's not really Vanilla Ice, but wouldn't it be great if it were? Wouldn't it be great to get like a really good prank call on Vanilla Ice? Talking about
awesome.
How much of a has-been he is.
Hello? Yo, Rob. Is this Rob?
Who's this?
Hello? Is your man NC Concept?
No, you got the wrong number.
No, listen, Rob. Listen, I want to team up, do a track with you. You can bring that Ice Baby shit back, man.
This is
I want to team up on a track with you. It's gonna blow everybody's minds on MTV. Me and you, we're gonna team up on a track like this. Me and Ice do it nice, 'cause nothing else will suffice. I eat brown rice.
I don't know if the Van Winkle thing is gonna work.
We'll try somebody else.
Yeah. Dick Hummer, Peck Dork, Julius Caesar, Bertha Booty, Kim Sung Dork.
Called Julius Caesar.
Julius Caesar? Your name's got to be Brute something.
Is that a what?
Hello?
Hello.
The fuck was that? I heard like some kind of horns there. Sounded like he picked up and he's using his computer at the time or something.
Well, I was going to be asking if it's Julius Caesar. When it was, I was going to play him a little song.
Oh. That was you?
Yeah.
He picked up and he didn't say hello. He like listened and heard us and hung up.
I could have sworn I heard him say hello very quietly, and then when I said hello, he hung up.
Oh.
Well, let's try one more.
Okay. Demaya Geek, Buddy Midget, Napoleon Midget, Kim Sung Dork, Bertha Booty. I want to call Bertha Booty.
Okay, it's called Bertha Booty.
With a name like that, you gotta have some fun with it, right?
Hello. No one is available
Damn
to
it.
take your call.
Fucking shit.
After the tone. Ask me what I say about that, Bertha. I say. Good. Oh. Ah. What? Ah. 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 Oh. Ah. What are you doing to me, Bertha? Ah.
Are you playing a game over there, or is that your synthesizer?
What?
Are you playing a game over there?
No, I got a keyboard.
Okay. So you play keyboards and you sing in the band.
I used to sing in the band. Now I just perform solo.
Oh.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Shit.
That's true.
You didn't hear that. We
What?
got 1 minute remaining. So is there anything you'd like to say before the card runs out?
Oh, yeah, just tell all the people to go visit SeanWard.net. Also, I heard one of my calls on the rotation of Prank Call Underground today, because I've been listening to it all day.
That's right.
On the Winamp screen, it says SeanWard.com. It needs to say .net. So that way all the people know to go see SeanWard.net.
Oh, shit.
And buy lots of comic books.
That's my fault, because I asked Ted that last night if he can make sure that your URL would show up as the artist, and I probably gave it to him wrong. Shit, I'm
Well,
sorry.
that's cool. Well, now you know.
Well, Ted's listening, and I'll remind him to fix it. I was bugging him for
All
the
right,
longest
Ted,
time to
fix
get your
that
stuff
for me,
up there.
homie. Cool.
Okay, peace out,
We're
bro.
making calls even though we didn't get nobody. Maybe next week we'll have a little bit better luck.
That's okay. It happens.
Yeah.
Peace out,
That's
bro.
right. Okay, enjoy the rest of the show, man. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Keep on keeping on. And let me tear up that card now that it's expired, so I don't try to use it in the future. Okay, so that means I only got one card left that's only got, like, 38 cents on it. That's not bad, though, because I bought these cards like a month ago. 2 $5 cards I bought like a month ago, so that's not bad. $10 a month to do all the prank calls that we do on this program for a month. That's not bad at all. Anyway. Vipermetric says, oh, my friend was 1 question away from a perfect score on the SAT. Awesome. That must be a smart friend. Be nice to that guy. He'll be successful someday. Maybe able to give you a good job. Ron says, Dave, call me at this number if you can. I would, Ron, but I have like 38 cents left on the card, which, well, it'll be good for like 5 minutes, I guess. No says, I think this is Chris Conrad, the guy harassing Sean. Oh, man, Nose. Remember that number. Write it down and give it to me next week and remind me what it's about, and we'll call him next week. I'm sure Sean would get a big kick out of that one. Some kind of... See, everybody in the world who's got any kind of minuscule amount of success like I have or Sean has, whatever teeny bit of amount of success or following we have, there's always somebody out there who's jealous and bitter about it. Get over it. Create something of your own and do the same thing for yourself. Jesus. I'll Kill You says she probably just made that email 5 minutes ago. I don't know what that means. Kill You says, are you in love? You said $1 and 8 minutes. Site? I'll Kill You is asking for the website for Sean Ward, so let me repeat it. It's SeanWard.net. SeanWard.net. And you can go there and check out his Flash stuff and look at the new wraparound full-color cover for the upcoming 4th issue of the Sean Ward's Electric Comic Freak Out. What's going on over there? Pardon me, the cats are getting rowdy. Let me get my water pistol. Quiet during the show. It's like a little water pistol, but for some reason water just fucks a cat up. They just get so freaked out by the stupidest stuff. Rob says, this guy is a total freak. His name is Corey, and he calls and harasses chicks. He called my friend here and asked her all the time if he could jerk off on the phone while they talk, and that she wouldn't even notice him doing it. She doesn't even know him. He just randomly called her out of nowhere one day. Now that's creepy. It's the sort of prank call I wouldn't do. Princey is asking, KDK, can you call me later? Well, Princey, I can call you right now. I won't be able to call you later because I think I'm going to bed. No, I'm going to stay up and listen to 404 Not Found. I've been up since 8 o'clock this morning, and I got like 3 hours of sleep last night, and like 4 hours of sleep the night before. I don't know how I'm like still so energetic and active. I got Red Bulls out in the car, but I forgot to bring them in. I'm going to give you a call, Princey. We're not going to do a prank call because I don't think we'll have the time, but we'll just chit-chat. Oop. Girl talk, you know. Wouldn't it be funny if both cards died simultaneously? That's like sort of,
Enter your PIN number now.
Poetic.
You do not have sufficient.
Shit! That's what happened. Both of my cards are dead. Here I am carrying up the other one. Well, that solves it. I'm not calling anybody. No more calls for the rest of the program. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take myself a break. I will be back after this. It's not... Oh, I'm going to be back after this. And with that, let me say thank you all for listening. Don't forget to stay tuned on PCU Prank Call Underground Radio, WildBunchRadio.com, and DEFCONRadio.com for 404 Not Found, hosted by Ted, the owner, operator, and founder of PCU Prank Call Underground Radio. More prank calls to come later on tonight. Until then, don't forget to keep spreading the word. Spread the word and the gospel of KDK and KDKPrankCalls.com. That's all I ask of you. Thank you all for listening. I love you all. Don't forget to tune in again next week, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Right here, wherever you're listening to us right now. I love you all, and stay beautiful. I'm Silver Clement.
Just remember that you're standing on a planet that's evolving and revolving at 900 miles an hour. That's orbiting at 19 miles a second, so it's reckoned a sun that is the source of all our power. The sun and you and me and all the stars that we can see are moving at 1,000,000 miles a day. In an outer spiral arm at 40,000 miles an hour of the galaxy we call the Milky Way.